How everybody doing? How everybody doing?
Yeah.
So let's wake up. Now, give yourself a You gotta be alive when you sleep this message I'm about to give you. You got to be alive. You can't go to sleep on it. If you do, you're gonna lose your identity.
First of all, those that don't know me, I'm Tarshan Peters. I'm the founder and CEO of Gang Organization. My background experience is that GBO stands for, first was a gang banger official. I was an official gang banger for 37 years out of Compton, California. The next GBO came from the organization, Gang Breaker Organization. And the last but not least, GBO stands for God Bringing Order, because he brought me from an imperfect world to a perfect kingdom for him. Not for y'all, for him. So it's a difference. So allow me to express what we're going through today that I think is very important that y'all need to know about. I admire all the organizations that's here today dealing with Christian schools. We need that. We need more of that, because we need to put God into what we do. So I'd like to give my praises out to the Almighty Master, who has accepted me as his child, even though I've messed up many times in my life, but he never gave his love up for me. He stayed with me. So my three factors that I'm going to speak on today, three factors that lead to gangs, because this is very, very important. It all started with high school to jail, the pipeline. See, this pipeline been out back in the 80s. I'm an 80 baby. Well, I'm lying, I'm a 60 baby. but it's been out since the 80s, but they never gave it that name or that category. But today, now we want to classify and categorize, because there's so many youth leaving the high school straight to jail. With all the problems that we got going around the world, we need to understand, why are these kids going from high school to jail? Easy, because it's the easiest way to get rid of you out of the school system. It's the easiest way to drop you from the school system. It's the easiest way to say, hey, we tired of this problem in the school system. Why should I send you to another county? Some schools send you to another county. Some schools don't. In this situation that we're involved in today, we send you straight to jail. When the youth go to jail from the high school level into the jail system, they become a caste system of a system. State property. That's where they go. So once they're inside the jail, it's easy for them to join the gang, because two things when you lock down. One, you need to find someone for security if you can't hold your own. And number two, it allows you to even be the other half of a woman. And I'm just coming straight to you. Okay? Because you need to be protected when you go to jail if you can't hold your own. So that's the pipeline that we are looking at today. I'm going to share some statistics with you. School disciplinary policies disproportionately affected black students. Keep that in mind, because we are who we are. We can't change that. We got to adapt to it and move forward from that. Zero tolerance discipline has resulted in black students facing disproportionately harsh punishment than white students in public schools. There are 51% school enrollment in white. And multiple, when they say multiple, they speaking Latinos. Okay, so let's just keep all this information I'm giving you today. Just bear witness to it, because you see it as you go wherever you go today. All right. Black students represent 31% of school-related arrests. 31%. That's out of 100%. So who do you think is getting the other third of that 31%? Latinos. Whites are getting a less percentage of that. Why? Because black students are suspended and expelled more than white students. That's 3 to 1. And that's what we are facing. We are facing this harsh judgment, this harsh punishment from schools. We are facing it. But we got to understand how we have to deal with it, called breaking the cycle. In order for us to break the cycle, we all got to stand up. Parents, friends, family, cousins, relatives, outsiders, we all got to come together. Ain't no more separation. Ain't no more separation. When you die, ain't no color. And I learned that because I was dead. I got shot 2007, 5 times. Dead. I was dead. So I went over to the next protocol. And in the next dimension, you see light. When you're looking down on your body on the table, they're trying to put you back together. You're trying to understand why you saving me? Why are you holding me? Why can't I just go ahead and go? I'm gone. They don't see me no more. Next thing you know, your mom's getting a letter saying, well, is this your son? Identify the body. Now she put me in the ground, but it didn't work like that. God put me back into my body. And he said, you got a lot of work to do. This is my work, what I'm doing. is working back and reaching back behind me and pull the youth up, pull the kids up. They start from 6 to teenagers to adults. They start at 6 because they're carrying guns at the age of 6, 7, and 8 years old. They slinging dope at 6, 7 years, 8 years old. It's not just happening in California, no. It's right here in our backyard in Atlanta. It's right here in the backyard, and we got to deal with this crisis. We got to deal with this unpronounced word, profound word. We have to deal with it. We got to find some way to combat it. The government ain't batting it. The governors keep pushing us under the rug. We keep getting pushed. That's the system we living in. That's the guidance that we'll have to face today. Everybody, we need you, we need you, we need you, we need you. We need everybody together. They say it's always a village. That's a little too shady for me. That's just a little too much for me. You need a village to raise a family. You don't need no village. You need people who want to work together, understanding what it takes to raise, what it takes to give back, what it takes to show we can do this. I spoke with a young woman this morning, Miss Wilkinson. She, you know, I like her dialect of speaking, her philosophical words that she gave across. I love it the way she was dialoguing with me, because everybody can't dialogue on certain levels of life without being exposed to it, or you got some kind of information to get. At this right here, it says students suspended or expelled in dictionary violations are nearly 3 times more likely to be connected with the juvenile justice system the following year. So what they're telling me is, if I keep you out of school, next year I know you're going to be a criminal. That's what they're telling me. So if they're building all these prisons at the age of 3 to 5, they determine what status we're going to be before we get to teenage. They already determined it. Why they determined it? Because we got the most racial locked up behind bars right now. We got over 300 students. I'm going to say students. That's all I click up in the school. We got over 300 youths sitting behind bars on death row right now in the state of Georgia. And guess what color they are? Latinos and black. 300. That's a lot. That's a lot of youth. These youths go to jail. They don't go to jail looking for a way out. They go to jail understanding that, hey, who's going to help me? My moms, my parents, they can't help me. We don't have the money. We always want to play this game that we joining gangs or we doing something because of the poverty of the community, the status of the economical level of which we live in, and well as gangs that's already involved in the community. But let me break it down to you a little more, because you don't see this every day. The next thing be the homeless teen boys and girls. And the last but not least, forced and intimidated to join gangs. Now all these factors that I'm reading out today, it goes right into the gang related. It goes straight to gang related. The most important one is the homeless boys and girls. These are the most vulnerable people in the world today when they're homeless. To join gangs, to sling dope, prostitution. That's why you see gang leaders who's educated, who's understanding the structure, get me a gang member, female or male, it doesn't matter. We know where to go. You go to a homeless center. You go to a homeless shelter. You want prostitution? You go to a homeless shelter, women's homeless shelter, get the lady and the girl. That's just how easy it is. The government don't tell you that. The police don't tell you that because they don't know that. They lost. They are lost in the society in which we are living in. So we need to change this cycle we're living in. We need to understand how to break the cycle. We need to understand what do you do if you had a big church on the corner and this church got other little small churches they're not using. Why not clean that church out and make it a homeless center? Why not give back what you took? Why are you continue to raid the deprived? I don't like to say poor. Why are you continuing to raid the deprived people who lives in our community and it's not helping them? You take it from them. And we still trying to understand how we're going to eat. I feed 125 homeless a day, 6 days a week. 6 days a week. I'm talking about over 475 to 555 meals a week. Over 3,500 a month. I don't ask for nothing because I used to be part of that structure out there where they didn't have nothing. So my deal is today is, what can we do to make a change? Instead of me talking. I like action. So what can we do to make a change? How can we go by breaking the cycle and changing the way the structure is if we don't stand up for what we believe in? It's always say, you know, if you don't stand up for something, you'll fall for everything. How many of us fail for everything? I have. That's why I'm a fool, because I was young. Fool makes mistakes. Fools learn things that they never seen before. And then I became the victim of my own circumstances. I was the victim. Why? Because I allowed myself to be victimized. Why? Because nobody never taught me better. So if nobody never taught you, if you've been the fool and the victim, last thing in life is the king. And that's the only way you can rise to the kingdom, being the king with the kingdom. Because all the tribulations that you go through. But like I say, you have to sacrifice something to get something. Some people lives that went through a tragedy to understand how to formulate the new life in which we are living in today. Because this world is changing. It's changing fast. Some people evolve. Some people don't get a chance to evolve. I seen more deaths before the age of 18 than anybody in this room. I know I have. I seen more deaths after the age of 18 over in Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Grenada, Lebanon, Bosnia. I seen more deaths. And to come back into the States and you get death in your own backyard, and they kids. They're kids. Ain't no more adults dying. They die of natural causes or they ain't taking care of themselves. But these youths are dying by assault, by weapons, by knives. They die every day in Atlanta, every day. And all we doing is riding by like it's okay. We go to our house like it's okay. We going in, oh, it's okay. We go party like it's okay. How many of you stand up and say, let me party for God? Let God show me the way. Let him guide my spirit. Give me the discerned spirit so I can understand how to work with you. Give me the wisdom so I can understand how to work with you. See, we don't get that. They say you get older, you get wiser. I don't believe that, man. God give you the wisdom. Age ain't got nothing to do with it. Because I don't see some dummies. Okay? I'm being real with you. And we got them sitting in our legislature every day who make an unwisely decision of our lives. And when they sit back reaping off the repercussion of the finance, because see, this is a financial world. Americans greedy. That's just where we are. So we need to understand how all of this tie into what I was just talking about. And it started like them three factors that I just spoke on. But my biggest was the pipeline from high school to jail. Because that's what we got to stop right now. That is something, that's a trend that's happened before the school ended last year. How many of you know how many people went from high school to jail? How many? Anybody? See, that's how we are. We don't have that information. But I'm exposing it today because you need to know. We had 37 high school youth from the age of 8 to 17 went to jail, straight to jail, handcuffs. I used to be one of them students back in the 80s. Took me straight out of high school, straight to jail. But they didn't call it pipeline. They just said, that's how it was. But now today it's happening so much. It got to be a pipeline. Now it's a pipeline. But that been there. Now you just gave it a name. That's all you're doing. So you got to understand, things don't go into law until it happens. When it happens, then they won't put it into law. See, they just don't make laws up every day like this. But see, if you tie to the divine law of the universe, the geometrics, the geometry, or the autocrat, then you're okay. Because it's not man law. Yes. And you can live upon the laws of the land because it's God law. The cosmos, the universe, and the divine law. Them the three laws you got to live by. Because them the ones you got to wake up to every morning. You don't have to wake up to this man law. But we live in what they call a vicious world. This is a vicious world we live in. This is hell. This ain't nothing but hell. They say going to jail is hell. Going to jail is hell. So when am I going to get to the heaven? By living in a safe land of God, that's the only way you're going to get there. So I hope this, I don't like to talk too much, but when it's passion for the kids and the youth that I deal with, I got to let you know what's going on. It's my life to let you know what's going on. I was a product of gangbanging. I've gangbanged 37 years. I was with the most vicious gangs in California and Atlanta. We came out here in Atlanta and set up hub. That's how easy it is. We set up things in Atlanta that you wouldn't think that was going on next door to your neighbor. You don't have no idea what we can do. We are that much powerful as a unit, as a collective unit. We are more powerful. Individual, you can't be powerful individual. You might got power tongue, but if you come together, man, we can conquer a lot. So when are we going to come together and stop what's happening? When? When someone fall off again, your family member, your auntie, your cousin, when they die, that's when we're going to come together. We got to start now. Ain't no one that's set fire in the picture by yourself. That means you're selfish. So we need to quit being selfish in America and really work together and make a difference. You can make a difference on your level. You can make a difference on your level, you can make a difference on your level. But why not we collaborate and make a big difference? Hit one community at a time. That's all we have to do, hit one community. And I guarantee you it goes like a wave. That's how it is. So I hope this has been, I told you I don't want to talk a lot, but I had to get the key points out that I want y'all to understand. And so before I get off, I'm leaving this last inspiration day thought that I came up with. Sometimes I do like that. You know. They say keep away from people who try to belittle you ambitious. Small people always do that. But it's really great to make you feel you. So in other words, to become a greater person. So in other words, don't get around people who talk down to you. Don't be around that negative energy, because this is what we live on, energy. Get around people who think like you or greater thoughts than you. Because when you start hanging around people talk about you, then you take that BS with you, and wherever you go, it's going to come out. Just like that, they come out. So I hope everybody had an understanding about this pipeline, because that's my focus this morning, this pipeline. Because that's where we at right now, as far as these schools concerned. Now we're going back to school here real soon. I want to see more parents in the PTA meeting voicing your opinion. I want to see more parents in the PSAT meeting voicing your opinion. Because it's very important what you say to these people. You got to convey your thoughts. Don't be sitting home and your child end up in a casket and then you're going to show up.